here, with consumers expected to spend up to $966 billion this year, according to the National Retail Federation. Sticking to a budget can be challenging this time of year, especially with the allure of deals and the festivities. But sticking to a budget is very important. So joining me now with expert tips on how to navigate this season is David Peters, financial advisor and founder of David Peters Financial Group. David, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so we know that consumers still expected to dole out a lot of money. What should they know about creating a budget that will work for them this holiday season?
Well, I think that the poll here really sort of illustrated the problem. I think that the biggest thing is that people need to think about how much they want to spend ahead of time, and probably also talking ahead of time to those people that we are planning to buy for. A lot of times people are exchanging gifts, and so just making sure that we've set expectations kind of ahead of time about what is appropriate to spend.
So what's the best way to plan out what we should buy and what maybe we should not buy, even if the deal seems attractive?
I think that the best way is to just is to stick to the budget that we have, and to not get outside of it. And the allure of deals, as you said, I think is tough to avoid, but that's really what we need to do. Also, I think making sure that we don't put things onto a credit card more than we can afford, and making sure that if we do put things on credit, that we're able to pay those things off right away, I think is the way to go. A lot of people come out of holiday season with a lot of credit card debt.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough time, that's for sure. Rates are very high. We have to remind our viewers, decades high, in fact, in some cases, record high. That we see on some of the credit cards. So, of course, everyone's scenario is different. Some people are single, some people have a large household, a small household, a lot of things in between. So, what's the best way to approach it? Let's say if you have a large household, maybe versus a smaller household.
Yeah, well, I come from a big family, and I can tell you that one of the things that we do is we actually draw names to figure out who to buy for. So not everybody buys for everybody else, and so I think that that's one way to kind of control things, and to try to make sure that we're not necessarily blowing everybody's budget. I think also too, being creative on gift giving. I think and the holiday season and how we spend time together can also offer some opportunities as well. Sometimes with larger families, maybe doing an activity together, or perhaps deciding to do a charitable event together. That sometimes that can be a good substitute for gift giving without blowing anybody's budget.
And let's just remind our viewers here, David, best practices when it comes to using a credit card, especially this time of year.
Yeah, so I mean, if we need to use credit cards, I mean, credit cards are convenient, and so obviously, especially if we're doing things like shopping online, credit cards are going to be something that it's going to be pretty hard to avoid. I think that the big thing, though, to watch out for is just making sure that we understand that we got to pay that money back, and so if we can pay off those credit cards right away, I think that helps us visualize how much we're really spending, and so that it doesn't get out of control. I think also watching out for promotional APRs and things like that is important as well, because those promotional APRs go away pretty quick.
Right. So, what do our viewers need to know if they are enticed by some of these deals just on the credit card alone, let alone some of the products that they want to buy?
Well, just keep in mind that the promotions do have a limit, and eventually you're going to have to pay that money back. And so we just want to make sure that if we do take advantage of something like a promotional APR, that again we try to pay that off right away. Making sure that you manage your cash flow, especially during holiday time, is very important. As you said, Kristen, I mean, people tend to spend a lot of money during this time, and it's not unusual to carry a lot of debt into the new year, and that's no way to start. And so I think just making sure that we are tracking everything that we're spending, and that we stick to the limits that we have set out. That's going to be the best way for us to navigate the holiday season.
Any advice for how to take advantage of Black Friday and Cyber Monday without it taking advantage of you?
Yeah, I think that the deals that are out there on Black Friday and Cyber Monday can be great. I think, but getting back to the poll that we started with, I mean, a lot of people just haven't even thought about how much they want to spend, and so I do think getting in, ahead of time and just making sure that we know what we want to spend is important. If we are trying to take advantage of maybe things like travel deals and things like that, that's also can be something that we can take advantage of here in the next couple of days. If you need to travel, traveling in the middle of the week can sometimes save us money. So there are some ways to not get carried away, but I think it takes some discipline, and it takes thinking about what we want to spend ahead of time.
Okay, what should people know about buying gift cards as presents?
So I think that gift cards can sometimes be a great gift. I think that one thing to know is that if you do have a balance left on a gift card, there are some websites that will buy that remaining balance from you, not for the full amount, but for something. So I think the gift cards can work well. But again, it's about setting limits on our spending more than anything else. And so I think if a gift card is the way to go, then I think that that's just fine.
Go to gifts for the holidays, David? I'm sure you have some creative answers here. Knowing that you come from a large family, right? So I think gift giving is something that you might be very good
Yeah, well, I am a financial advisor through and through, and so a lot of times, what I like to give is if I can make contributions to a Roth IRA for one of my family members, that's something that I like to do.
at.
Also, making contributions to donor advised funds for some of my family members and some of my friends who like to give to charity. They can choose where that money goes. Those are gifts that I like to give. And also too making contributions to 529 plans,
Yeah.
especially for kids, I think is great, especially with the high cost of education right now.
Very good tips. David Peters, financial advisor and founder of David Peters Financial Group.